Hi, my name is Xavier Kataquapit. I'm an Indigenous writer and columnist originally from Kataquapit First Nation, a remote community on the James Bay coast in northern Ontario. Since 1998, I've been writing a regular column titled Under the Northern Sky, as well as news articles about Indigenous issues, life, culture, traditions, communities, and politics. My writing has appeared throughout Canada in print and in radio. I'm happy to be able to provide you this YouTube channel so that I can read you some of my work on a regular basis. I will be adding to the channel as I develop it, and please feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video. My story is called Survivors in the Cold. My people of the Cree who live up along the James Bay coast are survivors. After all, we live a good part of the year in freezing cold temperatures, and have done so since the dawn of time. Perhaps you have never experienced 40 below zero. Let me tell you, at this temperature, you must be very careful, experienced and prepared to venture very far. Often we ride our snowmobiles in temperatures that range from 20 to 50 below zero on short excursions to the nearby James Bay, and sometimes we head over to Saskatchewan and Fort Albany for a day or two. You must remember that 30 below zero on a snow machine traveling over the frozen muskeg at 50 to 60 kilometers an hour is deadly cold. When I rode a snowmobile in these temperatures, the cold was biting and affected mostly my face. Even though my head was covered with a warm moose hide winter hat with fur-lined flaps that my mom had crafted. My hands were also very susceptible to the freezing cold. Thanks again to my mom, this was not a problem due to my oversized moose hide fur-lined mitts, which I wore over my regular winter work gloves. Another must in freezing temperatures is sub-zero rated parka. We get them in Kataquapit through the northern store. These parkas have tough, wind and weather-resistant fabric, lined with goose down. The very best also have a storm hood with natural fur lining the storm flap. I always wore several layers of clothing including a t-shirt, long johns, jeans, t-shirt, sweater, and nylon wind-resistant snowmobile pants. It is really important that your feet are well covered. I prefer to wear 2 or 3 pairs of socks and water-resistant snowmobile boots that are rated for 50 below zero. You know, it is really cold when after checking your face you notice that there is no more feeling when you touch your skin. Frostbite is a common problem for most of the young people in the far north who sacrifice being warmly dressed for cool looks. The elders who don't care how they look at 40 below hardly ever suffer from frostbite. Too often I've had to deal with the results of frostbite. It really becomes noticeable when you return to a warm environment and the area where your frostbitten skin begins to burn and itch. In severe cases, circulation is cut off and sometimes fingers and toes must be amputated. Happily, the worst I ever experienced was to my upper cheeks and ears. They were white by the time I got back to the house and burned like crazy. The burning sensation went on for days. The white skin turned black and then began to peel off as the injury healed. I recall nights so cold that my friends' faces turned to frost and the snow on which we walked crackled like glass under our weight. At 40 below, vehicles don't start unless their block heaters are plugged in, and sometimes even that is not enough. Car and truck seats are like concrete, and a ride in sub-zero weather can be very bumpy due to the flattened, frozen, square bottoms of tires. You have to be very careful around plastic or fiberglass at freezing temperatures, as they will crack or break at the slightest impact. In thinking about this, I marvel at the fact that my people have lived in this life-threatening environment for thousands of years. We take it all in our stride, and as a matter of fact, most of us look forward to the crisp, clean, frozen mornings under the bright light of the sun in a blue sky. A sun that radiates light, casts shadows, but seems to pale in this frosty space. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'll have lots more coming your way. Miigwech, egi tõttu minu mõnda debatsman. Ja vabata, matja.